into something dangerous?
Oh, it's just a story Mary Jane's investigating. Don't worry, I'll make sure she's careful.
Please tell me you two are back together.
We're talking again. Baby steps. I hope I didn't upset Mr. Lee.
He's just concerned. I was actually touched by how concerned. I knew he liked you. He admires how dedicated you are to helping others. I think you remind him of himself when he was younger. Both orphans, both so smart.
Well, the admiration's mutual. You've got a good boss, May.
I'll tell him you said so. Love you, Peter.
Need an officer to respond to a...
Hello?
Peter, it's Dr. Octavius.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Lance Corporal Texador is here for a fitting.
I totally forgot. I mean... Forget, I'll be there soon.
This tardiness is starting to become a pattern. Come on, Parker. You're better than this.
He's right. How did I lose track of time?
Huh. Alright guys, this is my first video that hasn't included audio. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I wanted it to be a Spider-Man PS4. What I want my first video to be of is all the landmarks. I figured that'd be a great first video. So the one we're going to start with is Grand Central Terminal. For 100 XP. Wish I actually got paid $100 to catch all these things. I ain't really doing business. Anyway, my first video, I couldn't figure out the audio, so I'll redo it with audio. Sorry about
be
that.
Advised, a mugging was just reported. Available officers, please proceed to Bryant. Over.
This video actually might include a few of the crime.
It's him! Get a picture!
Great! Forgot how much I...
Ooh, it's a mugging.
love
It's
photography.
actually very common in New York. I ask you guys to excuse most of the commentary. This was actually my first video, but, you know. Surprise,
Who wants a
boys.
picture?
Good play.
Always nice to stop a mugging. Gotta stay strong in the fundamentals.
Oops. Oh well. Job gets done. Gets count. Alright, now if I'm correct, next landmark is actually right there. Okay, actually I think I'm on the landmark. Hold on a second. Some of the angles you gotta get on this camera work is pretty cool. Ah, thanks.
Love.
New York Library. I actually thought that was a museum. So apparently I started with some of the landmarks early, but I think it was just the Empire State Building and a few others.
Need backup for it.
Check real quick. Yeah, Empire State Building, Grand Central Terminal. We've already been over that one. New York Library. And the other one was Madison Square Park. Supposedly, the map of New York in this game is actually the most accurate map of New York there is. Everything's where it's supposed to be. I think actually what's substituting for the raft is actually supposed to be Rikers Island. So we'll check out Avengers Tower.
Jason,
I actually like
please
the
respond.
look of Avengers Tower in the
Please
game
proceed
better
to
than I
Brian.
do
Over.
in the MCU. But I think this is actually set in the comic verse, like take the first 6 years of Spider-Man, cut out the Green Goblin and the Gwen Stacy dating period, and you'd have the game. Some of the backpack items, which I've already gotten, is actually there's actually some references to the Spider-Man comic verse.
I gotta stuff that car.
This is my day off. What are you guys doing?
Driving a stolen vehicle. Pull over immediately.
Yeah, because, you know, that just telling them that always makes them do it.
It's back. Because you stole it. You're using a robbery.
So really driving around in circles? That was crap, he is.
Susie, she wants a POS back. She can talk to me.
Okay, I'm pretty sure he's what he did.
You didn't do anything wrong.
You please tell me your horn plays, Dixie. Yeah. Well, that's just rude.
He got in the back seat now. They really don't give you enough time to really pound that thing down.
More of them? Guys, if you worked this hard at a legit job, you wouldn't need to be criminals.
Oh yeah, it's car right there. Now in real life, that probably would have just took him out right there. So
That's it, huh? I've had worse commutes.
Every supervillain in here has the equivalent to superhuman. Because if that hit him in the chest in real life, actually that wouldn't kill him. Yeah, he'd be dead. You know what, I could go... No, I think the Rand Corporation is one of them secret photos. That's my bad. Why I'm revisiting the past with landmarks. Let's pick out an old favorite. Yeah, I technically got all the suits, except the Equalizer, but, you know, I started a new game with this one, so it won't be available. Yeah, I want this suit, the vintage comic book suit.
All units, civilians are trapped following a vehicle collision. Officers needed at Lenox Hill. Over.
I was actually pretty impressed with the suit selection you got on this game. It's actually pretty cool, especially the vintage comic book suit, which actually looks like one of them holographic cards you would get. That's because this suit could just change shadow shades and everything when you move.
You might have heard about the robbery at Roseman's auction house. What you probably didn't hear, but my sources confirm, is that the perpetrators were wearing masks. Horrible, demonic faces. Yet another example of the explosion in mass criminals since Spider-Man came on the scene. Let's hear your thoughts. You're on with J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, I see your point, but Spider-Man stopped those guys today. Saying he's like them because he wears a mask isn't fair. It's like prejudice.
Avengers Tower.
Wrong.
I mean, the detail with
Here's a
the
little
Avengers
lesson
Tower
in
is
the
pretty
English
great.
language, my friend. Prejudice means to prejudge someone before you know anything about them. I know all I need to about Spider-Man. He runs around causing chaos, wearing a mask so he doesn't have to answer for his shenanigans, and a flashy costume so he gets attention to feed his gigantic, insatiable ego. Now, if I'm a mentally unstable person and I see him getting all this coverage, what am I going to do? It's called copycat behavior, people, and it's ruining New York.
Is Mr. Wonder through if anything in there right now? Crap. The wall crawling on this is actually kind of messed up. Used to, you could be able to wall crawl pretty easy, but you know, it's kind of not as touch sensitive. Which in some cases would be pretty good, because you know, sometimes you could be running along beside the wall, like just too close to it, and it would automatically judge you want to wall crawl. I think Spider-Man 3 had that problem, but we all know what a nightmare that was. But it is the only game so far where you can get a good detailed version of the Raimi suit. Okay. Might email this photo to Tony Stark. Or not. Yeah. Really? Looks like I better time this right. Not the button I pressed. You guys don't have to forgive me about how I use the buttons on these controllers. I'm used to an Xbox controller, but I do gotta admit, I like PS4 better. Here we go. Yes, I'll send this photo to him.
Break-in reported. We need an officer.
Crap, wrong button. Photo mode. Okay, get the angle of the camera. I guess it just says tough crap. You can't get a good picture of the
Report
Avengers
came in
symbol.
from Lenox Hill.
Oh well. I know it'd be fun. Well, I promised you guys I'd cover all the landmarks, and I'm pretty sure the Avengers Tower is in the Upper East Side, so... And there's only two? Really? Oh, yeah, I get it. I'll cover Midtown, too. Solomon R. Gillingham Museum? Try saying that 5 times fast.
Whenever I get off Friday, I might go to the tanning bed, and then I'll be there to pick you up. What? Well, I'm sorry. Don't do that shit whenever I'm here. I've got stuff to tell you. Forget it. Good God.
Civilians are trapped following a vehicle collision. Additional officers needed at Carnegie Hall. Please copy.
Got it.
Three landmarks in the district. Where's the... oh. Queensboro Bridge. And over here must be Queens then. So Queens, yeah, because look at the way the buildings are shaped. Of course, that's Queens. Yeah. Focus lens. Too bad I can't just take the... Yeah, imagine emailing this to Tony Stark. So basically what they're doing with Spider-Man PS4 is they're setting this up to be kind of the Iron Man of the Marvel video game universe. This will be like the Iron Man movie for the MCU. This will be the Iron Man of the MVU. That's technically what they... Yeah, they actually call it that, the MVU. Speaking of which, that really sucks Stan Lee died.
Gentlemen, afraid I've got to ask you to leave the store.
He has the most appearances in movies than any
Resting
other
Fisk
movie
brought all the
star.
small timers out of the woodwork. Did I hurt you guys? Good news. The police are coming to protect you.
Attention units. Need response to a break-in. Officers near Sutton Place. Be on alert.
That's another thing. You can't crawl upside down or anything either. That's a real big flaw in the wall crawling. That's basically Spidey's thing, crawling upside down. Alright, let me get rid of that tag and I'll take the picture.
Folks, I have to once again defend myself against the spurious claims from McDonald Mac Gargan, aka the Scorpion. Yes, as I fully disclosed, I bankrolled the experiment that gave him superior strength, speed, and that unsightly cyborg tail. The idea was to create an anti-Spider-Man who is not a threat and stops menaces. I had no idea he was crazy. Do you think his resume said psycho with a poisoning fetish? His lawsuit is a transparent attempt to reduce his sentence at the raft by placing the blame for his deeds on me. And that is one package J. Jonah Jameson refuses.
Dude, you put him in a suit that he can't get out of. You don't think he's gonna feel a little bit ill about that?
Better get to work for that fitting.
I'm actually surprised since Scorpion was in this game, they didn't try and set up an interaction between him and Jameson like they did in the 2000 Spider-Man PS1 game. That was actually a pretty good theory that came up about the PS1 game. There was actually a theory going around that Spider-Man PS1 for PlayStation back in 2000 was a prequel to this game, which actually would have been pretty cool. I actually like that. Let's see, I got those. basically you can see that the Empire State Building, these are already done, but I'll go ahead and knock out the landmarks in Midtown as well. Carrigan Harris Embassy. I don't know how to pronounce that, man. I don't even know how you would even spell that and get that right.
All units, civilians are trapped following a vehicle collision. Reported location is in the vicinity of Nomad.
I just love it how in New York there's like a crime every 5 minutes. In reality, it's every 15 minutes. 375 cars are stolen every day. But to be honest, the picture and the quality of how they did this game is actually pretty impressive. Insomniac really went all out on it.
Attention units, need response to a break-in. Officers needed near Turtle Bay.
What?
Chrysler building? Man, I didn't want the Chrysler building. That's... This is the Chrysler building, so why? And I took a picture of the building across the street, bruh. Okay, man. I mean, whatever, man. Sorry, folks.
And that's why Jonah paid me the big bucks. Scaring me.
Fun fact, for every freelance photographer, if they get a good picture, can actually get like $300 a picture. It's actually a pretty good living, and you know, if you're good, they might actually ask you to sign on after a few good pictures. The free phone in this game reminds me of Batman Arkham Asylum. That was actually a pretty good Batman game. The storyline was quality. The picture was pretty good, man. The suits were awesome. I mean, the bat suit couldn't have looked better. I think FYE still has their bust of that bat
Civilians
suit.
are trapped following a vehicle collision.
I know they don't have the
Proceed to
Deadpool
Sutton
one
Place.
anymore.
Over.
I actually thought about buying the Deadpool one at one point, so I'm a huge Deadpool fan. That may be the next game I do. But so far, Insomniac has nailed this, so if they ever start a Marvel video game universe, that actually may be a success. Pretty sure this is the Wakanda embassy.
I wonder if King T'Challa got his powers from being bitten by a radioactive panther. Dude's tough, but that'd still probably hurt.
Yeah, it would, bro. I mean, those things are huge. I actually haven't seen the Black Panther movie yet. I want to,
All
though.
units, report of a break-in. Officers needed near Tips Bay.
Okay, that wasn't 5 minutes, bro.
That's a keeper.
I've actually tried looking for Midtown High in this game. I found ESU, but you know, that wasn't really that hard to find. That was actually one of the secret video game locations, or secret photo locations, sorry. Plus, if they actually start a Marvel video game universe, we actually might get to finally get a Daredevil game, which I hope they will release the Charlie Cox series.
1034, reported assault in progress.
The Ben Affleck suit,
Location is
I wouldn't
Cathedral.
really mind if it was in the game, because, you know, I know how much crap that movie gets, but I actually liked it. I mean, given for what we didn't really have that much Daredevil movie or cartoons at the time, so, you know, it was actually pretty good. I mean, the director's cut was awesome, but, you know, the director's cut actually does the movie more justice than, you know, anything else. It was actually a pretty accurate version of Daredevil, if you think about it, because the cane worked just like it did in the comics. The suit is like a leather spandex material, just like in the comics. The sunglasses look just like they do in the comics. So, you know, there were a lot of things pretty accurate about the movie that, you know, it just had a poor plot and storyline. I wouldn't even mind saw a sequel. I mean, I don't know why they did a spinoff, bro. I mean, that's necessary, but, you know, whatever you gotta do, man. I mean, do you. I mean, we got Charlie Cox now, and he's great. I thought it was cool how they even brought back a modern-day version of the Trial of the Incredible Hulk.
I've always been about the truth. When I was a reporter and a newspaper publisher, I printed the truth. And now as a broadcaster...
Radio City Music Hall. I've always wanted to go there.
Sometimes but it's my responsibility to bring it to you. And the truth is, the city is not quiet. It is not peaceful. It is a disaster waiting to happen. Threats roiling under the surface like a hungry shark just beneath the waterline.
Rand Corporation.
Don't let Spider-Man fool you. You are not safe. None of them.
This should actually open up a lot of continuity. I mean, Alias Investigations, there's no sign for it, but it's clearly in the game. Because I remember it being one of the photo locations.
Love that shot.
Well, it's actually the landmark, too. So, we're going to get probably a lot to come. I mean, it's going to be awesome. This is probably going to be big. Supposedly, supposedly this is supposed to be the Iron Man of the start of it, so everybody's really hoping we're going to get a lot more continuity after this game. The sequel game, I can't wait for it. I haven't really even decided what my favorite suit is on here. I mean, the classic suit, I love the look of it. So far as the damage suit goes, to be honest, it may just be the lighting on that I'm using, but I can't even tell this thing's really even damaged half the time. I really can't. This suit is pretty bad. I've even seen photoshopped edits of it where people have turned all the white emblems on it black, and it looks pretty good like that too. Well, everything but the eyes, of course. The Norse suit is pretty cool. I like how they're doing the Spider-Verse movie where they're giving him a Flandora and a trench coat. That looks pretty bad. Well, badass, that is. The Scarlet Spider suit, it's never looked better. I remember seeing it in the PS1 game, and you know, for the graphics we had, it looked pretty good, but this is just awesome. The Electro-proof suit, this is actually pretty good. I like the suit mod that came with it. It reminds me of Nightwing's gloves from the Arkham games. But you know, I think they should have reversed the color pattern on it though. The Negative Zone suit, man, that's what they should call it, a PS4 version of the Negative Zone suit. This suit actually looks more cooler at night than anything, but it's pretty fun to use it when you're taking on Mr. Negative. The Homecoming suit, I was actually surprised on what the suit mod of this was. I thought if anything it would have been maybe an instant kill type mode or the spider drone, but technically we already had a spider drone in the game. Or maybe just some of the more of the web shooter gadgets he had in the film. No, I know the perfect mod for this, the web wings, but you know, most of the suit mods are for combat. Oops. The Secret War suit was actually, it looks more like of a Miles Morales thing than anything, but it actually looks pretty cool. It's like a Miles Morales' suit, which I actually think this is Miles Morales' suit. If I think about it, I'd have to read the comics again. It's been a while. But it looks pretty cool. I'd take off the red webbing, but other than that, it looks pretty bad. I actually thought this was going to be the classic look of the black suit, the comic version, when I saw it. Well, the name for it. The spider armor. this suit is okay. I mean, the bulletproof mod is pretty useful, but other than that, you know, it's alright, I guess. Yeah, this suit is actually pretty cool. The red Chuck Taylor Converses, the denim vest. Fun fact, I can't remember the guy's name in the but he actually looks like Jimi Hendrix without his mask. But having Spider-Punk in the game is actually pretty damn cool. Now, as far as this wrestling suit goes, I think this is from the Ultimate Universe, to be honest, because I never seen this one. When I heard about the wrestler suit, I thought it was going to be from the Amazing Fantasy 15 or the Sam Raimi movie where he's the human spider. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this may be from the Ultimate Universe because I never seen this. Or maybe this is just this is what he dressed up in when he was doing the whole origin story for Insomniac, Spider-Man origin, or something like that. The fear itself. To be honest, I would have to look up where this suit is from. Because this is the first I've ever really heard of it. But the gauntlets look cool, even though they look like they have blades on them. I've never seen Spidey use blades, but alright. But the color's pretty cool, and the detail on it is awesome. The Bid Time suit. Fun fact, the Bid Time suit is actually on the Amazing Spider-Man 1 video game. I've actually remember seeing it. So is the Negative Zone suit, but it's more has the classic suit look than it does this design. But it also comes in red. I think this is the stealth version. The red just cancels out noise. This reminds me of the Ultimate Spider-Man Spider-Verse universe where he met the Knight Sir Spider-Man. I think that's what he called himself. Or Sir Spider, something like that. But, it actually looks pretty cool. Titanium alloy plates. To be honest, I really didn't care for this suit because they could have added something way better. Mostly because the fire will sometimes not always appear and the mouth doesn't move. He looks just like a naked white Spider-Man now. Yeah, sorry about that. This is probably one of my favorite suits. The way it looks, I think it has more of a cloth design in the comics, but this suit looks good. The eyes glow at night, so does his chest spider. If they used this for Infinity War instead of the Iron Spider suit, it would have been awesome. Because it has a metallic look too. It actually could have worked for Infinity War, I think. The Velocity suit is actually one of Insomniac's designs, I think. I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure. But, it actually has a pretty cool design. I know the RPC Studios actually already commissioned this suit out on their website. The Infinity War suit, the blue could be a lighter shade to actually look like blue. It actually looks more like more closer to a black. I think it actually looks a little bit better when you in the gameplay than it does on here, but, the spider legs are actually pretty cool. Just hope they don't put Thanos in here. I hate to have to fight this guy in the game. That'd really suck. The Spider-Man 2099. When I found out this suit was in the game, I was really excited. I remember in the PS1 game, this suit gave you invisibility and you couldn't take any damage and a limited weapon. It was awesome to play this on PS1. It's actually I know it looks blue, but that's what they used to substitute black in comics so it'd show up better. Apparently Venom didn't get the memo. I think this is what Miguel O'Hara is using in the comics in this continuity. Is this white suit. I haven't seen it much in the comics yet because, I haven't been to the comic book store in a while, but I like it. This suit actually looks like it's straight from the comics. This is probably one of the best suits on here. It's one of my top favorites. I'll probably make a video on it soon. I still have to work out editing issues, but, other than that, it's a perfect suit, and the quips that come with it are just hilarious. The Last Stand suit holds a special place in my heart because I actually like this. It's more like a quick change Spidey deal, if anything, and it kind of gives what it looks like if Peter Parker had a biker fetish or something. Was into bikers, he would dress up in this. I think the mask is even leather in this design too. The equalizer, like I said, I started a new game, so I don't have that yet. This suit, I was actually kind of disappointed on how this kind of didn't come with a mod, because even you could have even somebody could have figured out a mod for this suit, but you know, I like the way it looks though. It kind of throws out some respect to Ben Reilly, as you can see with the jacket. The Spider-Man UK suit. This suit first appeared when Spider-Man went to Europe with Robbie Robertson, or Joseph Robertson, to figure out what happened to his parents. This suit actually looks pretty cool. It's a pretty good adaptation. The Resilience suit, there's not really much to say because it's another one of Insomniac's designs. So is the Dark suit, but this is actually a pretty cool looking suit. I like the material, and when you get screenshots of it, when the game page is loading, it looks pretty badass. The Anti-Ot suit is just like a glowing black suited version of the Advanced suit, but it actually looks pretty cool. I like the lenses. It reminds me of the Raimi suit. So, you know, I can't really complain on how this one turned out. And plus, it makes cool sounds when you run up walls. The ESU suit actually is kind of a goof. This is more of another quick change Spidey. What if he just decided to be lazy one day? When MJ's home alone, you get that text to throw on the mask, throw on the web shooters, you're good to go. The Scarlet Spider suit, this is another one that's actually in the Amazing Spider-Man video game too. I was actually surprised this was even added in, since we already had a Scarlet Spider suit, but you know, I get it. It's actually, I think Kane actually used this suit as well in the comic continuity. Guess I'll go with the all new, all different suit. Yeah, I'll go with this suit for a while. But that basically is the rundown of the suits. I can't wait for the Turf Wars DLC so I can get new suits. Like any gamer, if you just became Spider-Man one day, you would automatically want these suits that's on this game to be part of your, and you'd use them too. I mean, I can't even lie. I'd have somebody make them for me.
All units, civilians are trapped following a vehicle collision. Report came in from Lenox Hill.
But I was probably one of the nerds that was excited about this game when it was released. This was going to be a big change in Spider-Man games. I mean, I grew up with Spider-Man 2 and I love the Raimi trilogy because, you know, I'm a big fan of the whole organic webbing. I never got why it had to be web shooters. I mean, if you get the powers, you should get the ability to make the webbing too. But, you know, whatever. But, you know, Stan Lee gave us years of inspirations and legends. So, you know, I think he went out on a high note. I hope his cameo got finished in Avengers Infinity War, because that's a good way to go out. That would actually be a pretty good way to go out and have your last cameo, is in one of the most blockbuster themed movies in your franchise. But, you know, it really got me when I heard he died. Words can't even express. That's why I'm not even going to try, because words can't express. That man was a father to everybody. It's a shame he's gone.
My suit's onboard AI can tell me the most likely area where the victim is.
Or, you know, it probably would have been cool for the Start Suit mod, another Start Suit mod, to have maybe, you know, any indication that Karen was part of it.
The Daily Bugle. Always a great paper. Even more now that Jameson's retired.
I guess that means Robbie took over. Anyway, guys, that's apparently all the time. Well, nah, I still got like 20 minutes, I guess. But anyway, that's all the landmarks for this. trying to think. I think I've seen people use that Daily Bugle look in the Spider-Man video game before. I think it was even used in the 1967 cartoon series too. That's the same kind of look. It's not the Spider-Man PS1, definitely, because I remember the look of that, because I just played that last week. Anyway, the Homecoming suit is actually like one of the best suits in here. It's like an... It's sort of like maybe an extension of the classic suit. One of the rumored DLC suits for Turf Wars, or what I've seen on a post on Instagram, is you're actually going to get the actual Iron Spider comic book suit, which actually looks pretty cool when they got it all souped up for the PS4. It's probably going to have the same legs as the Infinity War suit, so... But I guess I'll call it quits here until next time. This is Case90. Have a good day, guys.